one of these players.
I don't see nobody from Alabama on the list.
Oh. So you say no.
Just saying.
I'm going to go yes, and I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson. Even if he doesn't get the Heisman or not, in my opinion, I just see this kid coming back with a vengeance. And
Clemson's going to be really, really good.
Clemson is going to be really tough. And I think I think he is going to be the one that is going to be successful, regardless if he gets the Heisman or not. I think he is going to be the one holding up.
Well, it did happen last year.
Yeah.
The Heisman Trophy winner did win a national championship last year.
Yep. Like you said, like Darryl mentioned in the show earlier, that it is rare.
He carried the ball 976 times in 3 games.
All right.
And with how big of a human being that dude is, he was all right handling
All
that.
right. Let's go to our last topic here. So I'm going to transition to this because we want to talk about coaches that like to get away after the football season is over with and get to their hiding place or find their peace within what their activities and things they do to get away from football. So, for example, you got North Carolina coach Larry Fedora. He always finds his cloak of invisibility beneath his beloved 64 Corvette. So he said...
Cloak? Is he in Harry Potter?
So he said when he's working on his vet, my cell phone doesn't seem to work all that great. And he said it is fine. Mike Leach, who was coaching in Washington State in 2011, he said he walks 45 minutes through a briar patch, including a 10-15-minute hike through a field of garbanzo beans that leaves sock covered in burrs. So he says it's a good exercise. You got Florida State's Jimbo Fisher, who wandered into the woods in southern Georgia to hunt turkeys. He said he yet to find a turkey that tell him what he should do to stop Deshaun Watson. A couple other coaches that you have is Bob Stoops. Is always good getting away from the football field and go play golf. From time to time, even during the season, he go to the campus golf course and try to play 9 holes every now and then. You got Paul Bear Bryant, who's always go to the Wayside in Tuscaloosa and get his famous breakfast, ham, steak, and eggs. And nearly 33 days after his death, people still go to that diner and sit in his seat that he was there and just take pictures of that famous spot that he
It's because them people are nuts.
The other Alabama legend, as Nick Saban, he likes to hide in Lake Burton in the northeast corner of Georgia, troll around his platoon boat with his wife Terry. So he just like to get away. He said he had 2 normals. He got football normal and he's had lake normal. So that's his getaway. Steve Spurrier is a guy who is like to lose himself in books at his house. He just got a huge library that he just said, you know what? It's half football and half none football. So there's these coaches that like to get away. So I want to transition in, and I want our guest to go first. Is when it comes to you starting up football, what are some of the things that you like to approach or anything like that? How you approach it? And I'm posing this question to you, Darryl.
What, you guys are chopping up. Say that question one more time for me.
What's your what do you do as going into like a football game or the football season or everything? What's like some of your superstitions or some of the stuff that you always have to do to get ready for a game or get ready for the season coming up?
All right, I think I heard something about you talking about superstitions.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Like, what are the things you do? Yeah.
Before a game.
Yeah.
My main superstition before. Well, I'm kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember Deion Sanders like ritual. Like I lay my uniform completely out on the ground, from the cleats, socks, hands, wristbands, all the way up to the helmet. I lay it completely out flat on the ground in front of my locker. And no one is to touch it, move it, mess it up, do anything. So that's number one. And number two, my teammates kind of laughed at me about this, but don't touch my hands. Don't touch my gloves, my hands on my gloves.
Okay.
So before a game, if I got my gloves on and you want to dap me up or shake my hand, I always give you like a fist pump. Don't touch the inside of my palm. Like, just never touch the inside of my palm before a game.
Who was the guy that played for Philly? That is like my hands.
Who's the guy that who?
The guy that played for Philadelphia that always talked about his hands.
What position?
He was the wide receiver from Philly.
Freddie Mitchell?
Yeah.
Hey.
He's like, my hands.
Oh, yeah, Freddie
like,
Mitchell. He always did that.
You guys are breaking up bad.
He was like, my hands are cold.
Got you. All right. Steve, I'll ask the same question to you, but as far as a fan, how do you prepare for, Michigan football?
First of all, let me start by saying, Cortez, can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you clearly.
Okay, good. All right, so this is what I do. I had a couple things I used to do, and I'll elaborate on it. Like during the day, the main thing I even do to this day, like, I make sure, I clean my house super clean anyways, but like the living room, the man cave where I have the Michigan flag hanging, the banner, those who stay will be champions, I have that hanging up, and I have a coffee table right in front of the couch. And nothing could be on that coffee table except I got 2 remote controls to the far left corner, the little Michigan mini helmet right in the middle, and I've got like maybe my wallet, and it's all got to be pointed a certain way. It's like, don't touch it, don't touch the table, don't mess it up, don't turn it sideways, don't turn anything, don't touch anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? But and if the game was coming on at like 1, I wouldn't eat anything all day up until after the game. So if it was a late game, I just probably wouldn't eat at all. And but now that's changed completely. So now I do. I have a shirt that says "It's better under the lights," and for Notre Dame, Michigan rivalry, and I wear that, or I wear the "Who's Got It Better Than Us" T-shirt, and I wear that all season long. You know what I mean? I don't take. I wash it, put it back on. I got to have that specific shirt. If they're losing, you know what I mean? I tell everybody, get the hell out, get out the room. You're jinxing my team. So, but it's, that was the thing. When I get real superstitious, it's like, don't touch my stuff. Leave it there. Don't, I got to sit in the middle of the couch. It's silly stuff. I get it, but it's just stuff, man. I think that works,
No doubt, man. And I asked the same question to Mr. Carter over here.
Ain't nobody want to know my shit. Oh, I'm an asshole when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like last year, the Tennessee game, since we were talking about Tennessee earlier, my mom's sitting there watching the whole game with us. My mom leaves, we score a touchdown. Like she leaves to go to the grocery store, we score a touchdown, come back. So we're right on, and we're about to take the lead. Then my mom comes back in the house, and Tennessee goes down and scores and takes the lead. I'm like, Mom, get out the house. Mind you, this is her own house. Mom, get out the house. When you leave, we do good. When you stand here, we suck. She walks out of the house, and I shit you not, they throw that touchdown pass. She goes to walk back in the house when Tennessee's about to kick the field goal. I went, get out! She goes out, Tennessee misses the field goal, we win the game. I'm crazy like that. If something goes wrong and you're not, or something goes well and you're not there, I tell you to leave. Because I don't want you there. As long as I'm watching it, I think it's okay.
Yeah, man.
But then if you come, you got to get out. But like, I'll buy a shirt at the beginning of the year. If they win, I'll wear it. If they lose, I got to find a new shirt. And that's just how it is. I'm really, one year with the Jaguars, we were doing really well. We had season tickets. Every game that I was going to the game, I'd get up in the morning, eat 2 blueberry toaster strudels, put the icing on it the same exact way I do every Sunday, eat them, drink a glass of milk, we go to the game, we win. I did that every single game that year. We lost 1, and it was to Tennessee.
So you're very strict with yours, huh?
Oh, yeah, it was. Now I don't care anymore because I'm old. Now it's just I wear a T-shirt and yell at people to get out of the house if something good happens while they're gone.
Hey, and let me tell you something.
My mom was like, I can't even come back into my own house. I'm like, no.
Go ahead,
Hey, when I played baseball, let me tell you, up until my late 20s, it kind of like what Darryl would say, don't touch my hands. I was the pitcher, and let me tell you something. It's funny he says that.
Usually we thought you were
my
the catcher.
pitch, don't touch my throwing hand. It's a funny thing that he would even say that because I was like, don't touch my glove, or don't slap my hands, nothing like that. No, that's crazy. Somebody else said that too. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm not as elaborate as you guys of how y'all got your superstitions with football, but what I do is I definitely try to remember where I sit in certain spots. I cross my fingers when Son come up with the Gators. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna cross my fingers, and I say like a quick prayer and make sure that it goes well.
And he wears medium shirts.
Yeah, and wears medium shirts, but but for the most part, I am definitely a little superstitious when it comes to sports like that. But particularly college football, I just do the little stuff here like that. But Kevin's the guy that that I watch like hardcore, man. He's got his things to set up a certain way.
Even at Jaguar football games when we had season tickets, I had to sit in a certain seat. And even if no one came to the other games and the other ones were empty, and I was taking people to the game, I still had to sit in my seat. I'm like, this is my seat. Even if I took somebody to the game with us, they had to sit in my dad's seat. Like it was my dad, my mom, me.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time I took a girlfriend of mine at the time. I took her to the game with us, and I made her sit in my dad's seat. So my mom was in between us. She was like, "Why'd your mom have to sit in between us?" I was like, "Because that's the way it is." I was like, "You can't mess up the mojo. That's the way it is." Nice. I was like, "You have to suck it up."
Darryl, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still. I can barely hear you guys a little bit, but I'm still here.
Okay,
because y'all are a little choppy on our end.
Really? Because y'all coming in clear on our end, so.
Yeah, I could hear Darryl when he talks, but then when you guys talk, y'all guys are choppy.
I can hear Darryl watching the Olympics.
So, now, before we close it out here, I mean, the one crazy thing I do with basketball, and you can ask Kevin with this, he saw me do this, like, every beginning year of the season, I get a certain type of food. Like, so one year, I remember, like, when the Magic was really contending, I got Chinese rice every year. Chinese takeout every year. And so, when they kept winning, I kept getting Chinese food.
Now he loves dicks.
Wings.
Yeah.
So now I remember that they lost. So last couple years they done all their, so I done switched my food. Really, so it was pizza one year, and then it was wings another year. Then it was like pasta another year. So I keep switching it up every year because they keep losing the season opener. So they need to stop this.
His Euro League team loses too.
Yeah. So, but that's how we do that there. So. All right, let's close this up because I know we're running at 9:26 right now, and hey, we had a lot of technical difficulties trying to get on in the beginning, so let's go and wrap this bad boy up. So college football starts, like I said, the 28th of August. We got Hawaii kicking it off, so I'm sure.
Hawaii.
So I'm pretty sure. Hey, football's back.
And
regardless.
They changed their name back to the Rainbow Warriors. Yeah. I don't give a shit.
So,
Rainbow Warriors.
All right, well, make sure y'all stay tuned for me and Kevin throughout the week. We'll definitely get more of these now that football is getting in full effect. Preseason is in full effect with NFL. College is going to be kicking off here soon, so we're definitely excited that football's back around. You can follow the podcast page at Boss Not Court. You can find me at In the Mind of CP.
Kevin C 2415.
Steve, give me your Twitter name.
Hail to Michigan 1.
All right, and Darryl, you can give me your Twitter name. You could.
Cornell Stone. I think it's Cornell Stone 7 or just Cornell Stone.
Awesome.
I forgot what it was.
We had you pulled up, so.
He's like, I don't go on Twitter no more. I don't even know.
He's like, man, I'm a busy guy, man. He's like, y'all call me for 2 hours for free right quick. Which we glad
No.
Which we glad he was able to join us, so it's cool.
Yeah, man.
We're glad we actually figured out how to get everybody on.
Yes. Make sure you go to our podcast page, our content. You go to inthemindofcp.podomatic.com. If you want to get it elsewhere, you go to Facebook. Just type in Balls Not Court Podcast. We'll come up there. You see me and Kevin in a split photo. Give us a like, give us a shout. Have any questions in there like that, please feel free to do so.
Don't ask.
We're also on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Windows, Zune, and we're also on Google Play.
And we're also on anything you've already listened to us at. So just keep doing that.
We are everywhere. Something
wow,
like that.
Way to go, FBI.
So, anything you'd like to add, Kevin, Steve?
Yeah, this.
Say again?
Oh, boy.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
They got the fight songs going on here, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I really did. I couldn't hear you. I'm so sorry, man.
Nah, you're good, man. Oh, boy. Hey. He's kind of going off on here.